Well, since before the COVID-19 pandemic began, UNICEF delivered tens of millions of medical supplies to the front lines. This weekend, they continue the fight to help save lives all around the world. UNICEF USA is hosting its first ever virtual special Saturday called UNICEF Won't Stop. I'm honored to be a part of it alongside so many incredible people, and that includes model and UNICEF ambassador Halima Aden. She is joining us live via Skype tonight. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Halima, before we talk about the event, I want to talk about what a trailblazer you have been over the years. You were the first to wear a hijab in a beauty pageant. Last year, the first model to pose for Sports Illustrated in a burkini, and I've listened to it over and over, but you really live your message of being true to yourself. So in this day and age and where we are right now, how important is that for you to teach young people?
It's very important. I think the only thing that we can all be is ourselves, and I've always been a strong champion in embracing individuality, embracing, where you came from, your roots, and just owning your identity and just being proud of who you are.
You have certainly done that. Let's talk about UNICEF. You do a lot of work with them. What exactly is your role with the organization?
Yeah, so I'm a UNICEF ambassador, but if I'm honest, my relationship with UNICEF started day one for me. I was born and raised in one of the largest refugee camps in the world in Kakuma, Kenya. And so early on in my life, I saw firsthand the work that UNICEF does on the field, on the ground. And so, of course, now that I have this modeling career and platform, it was important that I reconnected with the organization that did so much for me and my family when I was a little girl in a refugee camp.
And I love how much you're doing for them and using that platform. So we're both part of the UNICEF Won't Stop event this weekend. Let's talk about it because it's gotten huge. It's going to be a great Saturday night, right?
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be star-studded, but the real superheroes and superstars are our frontline workers, of course. So I'm so excited to see the conversations that will be going back and forth. I myself had a conversation with UNICEF expert, Sade Gurma, and so I'm excited to share that with everyone. But I know Cher is going to be performing, Jordan Sparks, so you have to tune in. It's going to be an incredible event and also for such an incredible cause. And, it's important that we remember the world's most vulnerable children at this time, because COVID-19 is not just, hitting us hard right now, but it's going to be detrimental if it hits the refugee camps because there is no social distancing in the camps.
Right, and that's a big thing to remember, because when we talk about social distancing and we say 6 feet apart, there it's virtually impossible.
Exactly. And I mean, right now it's an estimated 117 million children may miss out on life-saving programs like nutrition and health. So it's not also very grim, because at the same time, I've been, staying positive, also remembering that UNICEF has done so much already during this time and during the pandemic. They've reached over 800 million people with hygiene and hand washing techniques and COVID-19 prevention.
Thank you, Halima. Thank you so much for speaking with us and all you do for UNICEF. And of course, you can watch tomorrow's event live online, 8 p.m. at unicefwon'tstop.org. And with that, let's turn to the PIX11 News at 6.